Hey, good morning. Hey, Kimberly. Hey, everybody. How's it going? Today is President's Day. That means the general market is closed, but you know what? The futures market's open. The U.S. markets are actually moving. Surprise! And crypto, of course, is moving. I was just getting alerts before I went live here. Ravencoin breaking my alert. Might be making a move to the upside. We'll look at it here in a minute. But first, let's talk about disclaimer. All trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Past performance not necessarily indicative of future results. This presentation, informational, educational, and fun, is not a recommendation to buy or sell anything, even if I say it looks like a good opportunity. And if you desire that personal financial advice, hire and consult a financial advisor. And today, you might want to find one that knows a little bit about crypto. Anyway, got my monster, and we're going to get started here. So, jumping in. First off, where do you get a list of cryptos that are moving? Well, CoinMarketCap. It's just coinmarketcap.com. COIN market, MARKET, cap, CAP.com. And then trending right there. I got a trending list. Look at that. And we can look at gainers and losers and trenders and all sorts of things. So you want to see the biggest gainers? Look at these right here. Biggest losers right over here. This is for the last 24 hours. So if you didn't even know how to find the ones that are moving, right there it is. Now you can also pop up like crypto.com on their app. If you scroll down past your favorites or the current prices, there'll be a whole list of the top movers that they support right there. And Coinbase does the same sort of thing, just a little bit different. But they show the trending and the hot coins right now. So interesting enough right here. Got Stacks and CFX and Neo and HB token. And also StockTwits has a bunch of crypto on there today because everything else isn't moving. And then we have some biggest losers of the day, like Graph right there. And I've gone through, put it together a little bit of list here, and we can go through it. So one warning I want to throw out there: we were making another lower low on Friday again, and we may see the market push on down. And looking at the futures, I'll have to pop down here and see the overnight action here. We kind of had a little bit of rally, a little bit of drop. If you didn't know, they open at 6 p.m. on Sunday. Guess what? They do. And we're going to zoom this up. Hey, morning X-ray. See, look, we're just kind of going sideways. A little choppy. A little downtrend, though. Cautious about that. Get the same thing kind of going in Q, a little bit choppy. Push to a high here this morning, higher than we were on Friday afternoon. But still choppy, just kind of trying to chopping along. Russell kind of chopping down. So Russell's got a little worse downtrend. ES being a little neutral to down, and NQ being a little positive. So that's interesting. How's that play today? I don't know. I think the futures market calls it quits at 1 p.m. today, and then they'll reopen back at 6 p.m. So that's what we got cooking. Dollar continuing to drift off just a little bit here, which can be positive. And we did close on Friday. And we tried to reach up, touch the roadmap line, and close down here. This is an index, and Forex is not closed today. So, yeah. This opportunity right here, just chopping around on Friday. I still expect a big run out of this one way or another. That's Silvergate Capital. They are involved in crypto. I thought I'd mention it today, kicking it off with the crypto. So, yeah, you're welcome, Monica. No problem. So Bitcoin, look at this. Trying its darndest to push above that orange box. And I didn't update this box or anything. This box has been there for a while. And it comes off of this right here. These highs from back here in August. Think about it. What else topped in August? Well, let's look over at this chart really quickly. Look at that. S&P 500 topped in August also. Okay, cool. Memory saver mode. So, S&P topped in August. Crypto topped in August. Crypto now trying to push through that high that it made in August. while S&P is lagging. So I think that crypto could very well be leading the market here. I look at it as a risk on, risk off asset, not as a new gold, not as a new oil, not as a new anything. It's a risk on, risk off asset. So when the market is risk on, crypto tends to get money flowing into it right now. As it matures, it may change, but right now it's pretty much a risk on, risk off asset. And that's what we saw in all of 2022 as we saw it pull down off the highs. Now, you may not know that this exists. TOTAL. This is all the market cap of crypto according to TradingView. Just TOTAL. And look, we topped right back here in November on the 11th. Now, another interesting one, we topped right back here on the 22nd for NASDAQ. The S&P didn't top until right up here. I think it made a high in January. I can't see it that well. Let's see. Let's zoom it up here. It was right after the high was right there on the 4th. So crypto's been leading the market. That's something to keep an eye on, pay attention to. So now that money is flowing back into crypto, I keep an eye on total as just a gauge on where all the money is flowing into crypto. The whole entire universe of crypto. So you can see right here on the top, 42.4% of the crypto market cap is Bitcoin. About 18.5% is Ethereum. Now that historically has been about 40-20, and we're seeing Ethereum lag a little bit. Does that mean it'll catch up? I don't know. It has opportunity to catch up, but it doesn't mean it will catch up. But there is a lot of money flowing into Bitcoin, and it's cranked up the ratio to 42 to 18.5. And you can see CoinMarketCap.com's market cap is a little different number than the one TradingView calculates. They have different cryptos they count. There's 22,600 cryptos listed on CoinMarketCap. So there's a lot of cryptos. And they're taking those numbers and crunching it out to this market cap. Now, that market cap doesn't mean that's the amount of money that can flow out of crypto. I guarantee you, if everybody wanted out of crypto, the amount of money that would flow out would be like 10% of this $1.1 trillion right here. We'd probably be able to pull like $110 billion before it would all be worth nothing. So the only reason it has this kind of market cap is because people want to buy in. Now we saw this bottom out right back here in November, and then we got close to it as we got to the end of the flip point in December at about $750 trillion right there, 750 billion. And we've been on a tear. Market's been, money's been flowing in constantly. Now we need to break above this point right here, which that's back in August. And the entire market cap of crypto is not quite up to that level, while Bitcoin right here is about to exceed its value. So that means more money is flowing into Bitcoin right now. And we have a large catalyst coming up in 13 months. In March 2024, we have the halving event. And what does that mean? That means that the amount of Bitcoin that hits the market every 10 minutes when a block is minted is going to be cut in half. That's deflationary. That means there's less crypto available hitting the market every 10 minutes, less crypto that the market is able to absorb and has to absorb. So that is positive for prices. That creates shortage. So supply and demand. Now, Ravencoin was moving this morning, getting alerts just before I went live that was poking above this, just poking above that high. We have to zoom it out a bit to see where we came from. This has been in a big downtrend. We tried to break out here. We're unsuccessful. Couldn't get above this high. And we're going to need more out of Raven coin. All right. This thing's going to have to, I mean, that's kind of sideways to down. We're going to have to see some higher highs getting in here. Above 4.5 cents is what I really need to see. But in the short term here, this has a relatively bullish pattern to go retest this 4.5 cent area. Arch, look at this candle right here. Pulled this one off of the movers list. This is not one of those patterns that we look for, or that I look for. So this is seems to be some kind of hype right here. And I don't dive into all the cryptos and try to understand them, especially the lower value, lower market cap. I tend to stick with the higher market caps because they're a bit more stable, a bit more predictable. Using my stuff, these are kind of like looking at the dollar stocks. They tend to move crazy just because people can create a liquidity crunch. So this one has money flowing in, obviously, and we can see the next resistance zone is probably right up here, right up in there, and we're getting close to it. Yeah, right there, where it kind of chopped around back here in February a year ago. So that would be interesting. GRT is an AI play. Now, how are they an AI play? Well, I went through all that in my Crypto Power Plays update. I have a crypto service called Crypto Power Plays. If you're interested, jeffreytrader.com/window. We were running a special on it last week, but this one utilizes AI to find patterns in other cryptos. It's interesting. The graph, the use case is that you build a graph and it can pull information about other cryptos chains, the blockchain information out and do statistical kind of analysis, and it utilizes AI to extrapolate things that you may not be able to see or you may not be able to predict yourself without the power of that deep learning. I mean, is it worth it? I don't know. It's up to you. I bought a few of these looking for a move up to this 25.5 cent area, just based on the small little pattern that's in here. And we'll see if it gets one more pop here. I do expect a pullback to the roadmap line at some point, and so I plan to liquidate at 25.5 cents and then buy back in. I have about 600 plus of these GRT tokens. Now there's a few discrepancies on CoinMarketCap and other information about how many graph are total, and I don't tend to care for the cryptos that have no limited supply. Like if we go back over here and check out Dogecoin right here has no limit on the supply. You can see right here, Bitcoin has a 21 million coin max supply. To me, that's something you can invest in because it's it's not inflationary. Ethereum here has no cap. They can inflate Ethereum all they want. Like if they want to dump another 100 million Ethereum out on the market, they can at any time, even though that would be against the current governance of how Ethereum works. But if somebody decided, hey, that's what I want to do, because Ethereum's run by people. Bitcoin is it has no central control. Ethereum does have a somewhat central control. Bitcoin's voted on by the miners, and anybody can be a miner. So anybody can, have their vote in the control of Bitcoin. Ethereum has a centralized control. That gives me caution. Doge down here, they're dumping 10,000 of these coins like every minute or so. So the market has to absorb like 10,000 new coins hitting the market. That's extremely inflationary, and that means the price is always going to hover near zero. And I'm surprised it's at 8.8 cents a little bit, but it's just a matter of time before 10,000 Doge coins hitting the market every minute catches back up and pushes it down again. So if you've never thought about it that way, be careful. Now, like I was saying, graph down here, maybe I'll just type it in the search instead of scrolling through for you. GRT, the graph. So right here, it doesn't have a max supply number, but it does have a total supply number, and that total supply number doesn't match, like the one that's present here doesn't match on lots of other websites. So a little bit anomaly, and I'm not sure why. I'm not going digging into it because I don't care enough to. But as far as the short-term pattern goes, I see a short-term opportunity to make a few bucks, and I'm going to get off, and then may or may not get back on. Just depends on what happens after I hit the upside price target. Does it have to hit 25.5? No, but that's where my sell order is right now. So a little bit different show than we usually do on the Morning Monster here. So a little bit of education. Hope you're enjoying it. STX is another one that's moving, and look at that. That's just sideways stuff and then just a pop. Like, that doesn't make much sense, and it'll probably come right back down to the roadmap line. MDT, measured data token. This one probably some sort of AI related thing. Looks like it's popping off, and we can get an extension here. Using our normal high to low. Looks like 94 cent or point. I guess it's 9.4 cents to 10 cents. Probably the upside targets here before we see another pullback. And probably put that right on the top of the candle there. Yeah, fine tune it just a little bit. 9.5 cents to 11 cents, I guess. We can run on out to further fibs. You know, it could run to 13, 15, but the higher it goes, the bigger the pullback is likely to be. Next up, Radar. Not sure why this one was making the list exactly, but it was. I'm not sure this is the good data for it. TradingView doesn't always have the best crypto data. Let's see if we can find it on here. I think this was a trender. Oh, it's a D-app. Okay. Yeah, look at that, 31, up 31%. So this one's climbing in the last day. Looks like it's been pretty dull, and then just getting some monster move here. That's one you could trade for very little money. And if you wonder where in the devil you can trade these, you can scroll right down here and find out places you can trade them. SushiSwap, Crypto.com exchange, you know. And you can see all the markets by clicking the button, and that's basically the markets. You can get Crypto.com, SushiSwap, MEXC, XT.com, CoinW, Hotbit, and Juby. So these ones with high confidence and liquidity are better to get better prices. I think I probably picked that one up off of Crypto.com right there as a mover. So you can see not huge volume. These numbers are relatively small. So this was not moving a lot of volume, even though it's up 35%. It's not showing up on this chart at all here. Another mover, Ethereum Classic. This one is working on a breakout. You can see we've done a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. Did a 50% retrace roughly. The next breakout above this high right here can set this thing off. And we're talking about a pretty substantial move up, going from 23 to about 30 at the minimum if it's just a corrective move up, but 36 if we're going to do bullish, and then we do another pullback and another extension. So that's looking pretty good on ETC. You can see we've got a ways to go to start making higher highs too from back here in August. Doge, I threw it on the list because it was making some of the lists, but that looks like a horrible B wave type pattern right there. And is this the A wave? And this is the B wave, and then we got a C down. I don't know. It could be that was the A wave and this is the B wave, and then we get a C wave up. Could go up or down. That's why the watermelon seed squeeze play pattern is not my favorite. So this thing has kind of a watermelon seed squeeze, and we're going to get to the end here, and we're either going to pop or we're going to drop. I don't know which way that's going to go. Just based on the inflationary forces, I would bet down. But based on the hype and the money flowing into crypto, it could pop. It's kind of a gamble, coin flip, if you will. Of course, Ethereum here, hitting its head on this kind of level that's been resistance. You see that was like a head and shoulders type thing, and we went down, And this one made its low all the way back here in June, though. And it's been up off the lows. It switched to proof of stake from proof of work back here mid-September, about the 15th. And it's been less volatile since then. We are above the roadmap line. We have done a 1, 2, 3, 4, potentially a 5, and a retest the roadmap line. The next extension out could take us right back up to around 1800. And it has a bigger head and shoulders pattern than it did, very steep on the way down. That would take us up to about 3400 or so. You know, look something, let's see, see if I can get it in here. Something like this. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Yeah, I didn't quite start high enough here. I'm not clicking on the right stuff, it looks like, to get it to. There it is, all the way down there. Yeah, steeper. Oop, get rid of the fib. So this head, shoulder, head, shoulder, head, shoulder pattern could take it out. 27 on this chart. I think put it on log. Yeah. Due to the size of the move, log makes it better. And that's where the head and shoulder looks better, and takes it up to about that 3400 area right up there. If it's gonna work, doesn't have to do that at all, but looks pretty good so far. Another one I found quick. Look at that move today. Whew, that's a big old candle. That was yesterday too. Kind of chopping in the top here. That's not one I usually watch, but we do have resistance right here, and it looks like we're finding it a little bit right there. So be careful on that one if that's something you're trying to chase. I just found this off the lists of movers. We do have resistance right up there. It could pop right up to that 183 and then come right back down very quickly. You saw that was a one-day move, one-day pop and drop, and came down with 3 days of red. So this one popping up, that's potentially a 1, 2, 3 type situation. Yeah, find a resistance right at the 1618. I would be careful. That one can come right back down to the roadmap line. That's why I don't like a lot of these smaller coins, actually. MATIC, I am super bullish on. Like, I am quite bullish. And you can tell by all these fibs. I've been drawing a lot of stuff on here. And my target in the short term is $1.60. In the longer term, it's up here around $3.20. And even further out, it's up here around $8. CFX, well, that just looks like a hot mess right there. Hot mess. 1, 2. Yeah, final resistance probably may reach up to this 45 cents, but then I expect some kind of pullback right there. These things do tend to move on my patterns quite well because there's no other, there's no earnings, there's no other news, but they can just go crazy hype and make a wild move that doesn't make any sense. Especially the smaller coins with low market cap and low liquidity, when it doesn't take a whole lot of money to move them. Now, Solana, working on getting above the roadmap line, working really hard. We got to be above this area right over here where these two highs were to get more upside. So that does give an opportunity for it to move up from 26 to about 40. But I don't see much upside until we're getting above that consolidation zone right over there. We spent quite a few months going sideways, and then we dropped out like a rock in a knife, cutting blood on the market, bounced right off that fib line, and then came right back up to the roadmap line, and then stopped. Roadmap line works as support and resistance, I'm telling you. Came up right near it there and dropped out, and then came right back up to it. And then been sitting here for days. That was January, all of February, working on pushing up. Got to get above that resistance, though, to go higher. Another AI play, FET AI, using, this is actually trying to be transactional for AI plays. And it's been pretty hyped up here. Doesn't have a long-term history, And the top is right up in here. So I would be careful because we're getting right up into that topping zone. If we can break out above that, then FET can keep on going. But right now, I wouldn't expect much more than $1.10 in the short term. I would just definitely be careful. If you're playing the upside, $1.10 would be my point where I'm starting to protect my profits. All right, that's kind of a little overview of the crypto market. Went a little longer than normal, and I hope you have a great day. Remember, the futures market is going, and the crypto market is going, and the forex market is going, but the U.S. markets are not today. So, hope you have a great, safe day out there. If you're interested, jeffreytrader.com/window. I can throw it in the chat really quickly. If you're interested in more information about my crypto stuff, I put out an update every week. It's 30 minutes to, well, this week was like an hour and 12 minutes, I think. So, sometimes I spend a lot of time talking about cryptos. I went deep into the AI stuff for like 20 minutes, I think, during the video this week. So right there, if you're interested in getting more of that, in the chat. And I'll see you again tomorrow when the market's actually open. We got a regular market day, and then we've got 30 minutes of awesome coming up tomorrow where I take your requests and go through them all. Hope you have a great day. Be safe out there. Happy President's Day.